What is going on, guys, out there in the world of YouTube? Today we'll be talking about why you shouldn't work at Taco Bell. Well, to start off, management. Management can range in any age. They're younger, older, usually around 30, 20, and why that's not a problem, it is if you get several managers that have no idea what they're doing and have been doing the job for quite some time, which means if they do not order truck and the items such as the beans, the rice, etc. on time, they're probably going to take it out on you. We had several managers that crashed out on employees because they failed to do their job as a manager. Speaking of failing to do your job as a manager, we can get into training. What kind of training will you receive at Taco Bell? Well, you'll usually be hired for a specific position. Mine was night and closing, but we'll get into that later into the video. However, your training will depend on the employees and not management, which means they will not take the time to train you on anything. It's rather here's 30, 40 different tacos, learn how to make them and make them quick. Or here's back of house, you can do dishes for hours, or we can shout out things that you can drop or make, and most of the things we're not going to teach you how to make, but you would rather have to guess. Now let's get into closing. It's a nightmare. Now, the store gets completely destroyed during morning shift and evening shift. And why this is because nobody cares. They don't have to clean it up at the end of the night. You do. And why is that a key difference? Is because they're going to treat it like a room that they just use, destroy, and leave everything. I'm talking about Cinnabons everywhere, lettuce in places it shouldn't be, and tomatoes that make you wonder how they even got there. It is a complete nightmare. It is destroyed. Everything from the line to the floors. You'll be kicking around trash because nobody picks it up, because you cannot. You have to change your gloves and wash your hands, and even though that's not a problem, they tell you not to pick stuff up off the floor, which creates slipping hazards and other issues. Now, I often work shifts from 7 o'clock in the evening to around 3 in the morning, and that might sound not so bad, but let me tell you, you do not get out of there until everybody else finishes. Keep in mind, there are people that want to milk that time clock, even though you've done 8, 9 hours now and want to go home. You will be there from 5, 6 o'clock, which means you go to work when the sun's going down and you literally get off work when the sun is coming up. Start off pay is genuinely $13. And why that isn't bad, I mean, you do make quite a bit of money and the hours are there. So if you're somebody that does not mind what you are hearing and the disorganized dysfunction of this entirety that they call Taco Bell, then I recommend you get a job there. However, $13 an hour and everything that entitles all the dishes, all the cleaning, all the restocking, all the everything, the grill cleaning, it's so much at the end of the night. It is just insane. And on top of that, you're dealing with constant employees crashing out or managers pissed off at you because they failed and neglected to do their job. So while you're doing your job in closing and may not mind all these issues I've mentioned through the video so far, you're going to have to deal with that as well. It can become a toxic environment. Now, I had a bunch of managers. Some managers most of the people I worked with were either on probation or on drugs and coming off drugs. Some were just still kids, and it was just a huge dysfunction between all three. You had teenagers constantly crashing out because they had to work. Surprise, surprise, that's why, you're at a job. And then you had managers that had no idea what the hell they're doing. And they do not train you. So you're just sitting there either in the back or up front. And if you're not making tacos and it's pretty, it's self-explanatory of what you should be doing, then you're going to have issues with what do I do besides drop fries and drop Cinnabons and make beans and put meat in a thermalizer. Other than that, you have no real training, no real guidance, and your job is typically all over the place. So you will be doing 10, 15 things at once because their turnover rate is very high. We're talking about 200 plus. So that's 200 people that said, you know what? I don't like this job anymore. There's the front door. I'm going out it. And I was one of those people. So let this be a warning. If you're thinking about getting a job at Taco Bell, I highly suggest you just move on with your life and find a better job, because there are better jobs out there. If you are desperate and you're looking for many hours and you can deal and handle that with all that, go for it. More luck to you. I hated the job. This is my experience. It was completely horrible, like most fast food jobs I've had. If you like this kind of content, let me know down in the comments below. I've worked at a lot of places. There's a lot of these videos coming because I believe somebody's got to say something and warn people before they walk into these total and utter shitstorms of employment. Until next time, welcome to a Scorpio's life. I'll be putting out more content. Much love, and I'll see you next time.